You know, the flu's going around, but it's not the one that you're thinking of. It's the soccer fever, that's right. The FIFA World Cup 2010 is here. Kicks off literally in just a few hours, and fans all over the world are feeling this soccer fever everywhere from South Africa to right here in South Florida.
Including Chris Kane. She's feeling it. Live from the WSFL in downtown Fort Lauderdale with a rundown of all things World Cup. I understand, Chris, this hour you've got World Cup cocktails.
That is correct, Eugene and Kristen. The World Cup, 31 days, 64 games. That's a ton of soccer action and a ton of fun. So what do you need to go along with that? Well, an adult beverage, of course. So let's say you're having a World Cup soccer party at your house. What do you make? Well, Raj Nagra, 42BELOW, Vodka Professor here is going to show us how to make something special, right?
Right. Correct.
What are we making today?
Well, so I thought that we'd start with a punch.
A punch bowl.
Yeah, it's probably the original great American cocktail, stems from the 1600s, went out of vogue, but it's really back in style again. And so I'll just quickly make it up for you, and I'll talk about it as I do that.
Yeah, tell me what's in it too as we go along, because we do have the recipe to put up.
Punch bowl, I mean, any vessel that looks similar to this is going to work.
Okay.
I'm going to make the production quite simple, so we're literally going to pour in a bottle of 42BELOW Kiwi.
All right.
This is really sort of bright, crisp, green apple kind of flavors, really sprightly, so it works perfectly for this drink.
Okay.
Now, when I was creating this cocktail, I was opting for one bottle, but I think we're going to go with two.
One, go big or go home, right?
But I have to say, do consume these things responsibly. So, a great little base. Now, usually a punch has about 5 ingredients. I'm going to put a ginger liqueur in here.
Okay.
This works quite nicely. This is the Canton. It's quite soft. It's quite sweet as well. But it has a slight, subtle sort of ginger flavour to it, which works quite nicely in the drink. So you'll find these products at any local liquor store will have these ingredients for you. Okay. I'm going to add some good quality American lemonade to this as well.
Love the lemonade. Yum.
So as you can see, I'm just really pouring this in. You know, it shouldn't have to be too difficult. 2 bottles of this.
Okay.
We're going to add some sparkling
we got a lot going on
soda to this and some fresh lime. So I'm going to pour about 10 or 12 ounces of fresh lime in here as well.
Okay.
And then just finish that off with some soda water.
And are we going to want to mix it up too?
Well, yeah, so a punch, you don't really serve it on ice, but you serve it kind of chilled. So I've got some fresh mint leaves, and really be quite liberal with these, because these kinds of drinks tend to have a lot of fresh ingredients in them as well.
Okay.
Now, what I did was took a plastic cup and just filled it with water, and you want to work with a nice big ice cube. So the reason for this drink, this is called extra time, because if Americans know anything about football, is that it usually ends in a draw. Now, thankfully, the World Cup obviously doesn't allow for that, so we'll have extra time. So after the 30 minutes, again, we don't have any results. So then it goes to penalty shootout. You're probably going to want some shots by this stage. This is the perfect cocktail that will last you the 120 minutes of the match.
And people can just like put their straws in and just go at it, right?
Yeah, well, this is not high school prom. So you probably want to use a ladle and scoop some up like this and pour it into your little punch cups and garnish it with some mint.
Very nice.
Some lime.
Now, we had one other drink. We don't have time to get to it, unfortunately. It's called the Velvet Fog, which I accidentally mistook for the Velvet Frog. But we do have these recipes on our website. If you go to southflorida.com and look under websites we mentioned, you can find the recipe for, what was this called again?
This is called the Extra Time Punch.
Extra Time.
And the Velvet Fog, if you find yourself that your team's losing, you want a manly, sessionable cocktail, this is going to be
and for more on 42BELOW, you can find that as well there. All right, stick around because we're talking more soccer, more food, and more cocktails when we come back. And thanks again, all right? Let's send it back inside live in downtown Fort Lauderdale. I'm Kristen Kane for The Morning Show.
Thanks, Chris. There's enough alcohol in there to feed the whole entire stadium.
Right?